what they're going to do is they're going to go to Kevin Hart's hood. Right? And then get the money from him. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for downloading another episode of the show radio. It's episode 348. I'm your host, Andrew.
And I'm Danny.
And this is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. Head over to theshowradio.info. Once again, that's theshowradio.info, and check out my past shows. While you're there, subscribe and tell a friend about the show. The show is on Google Play, Apple Podcast, and wherever you download our shows. Definitely check us out. Miss DJM is on Twitch. She is at twitch.tv/Miss DJM. What is going on? Take 3, Miss DJM. What's happening?
Nothing much. I've just been enjoying a very nice staycation for this past week, and sadly it comes to an end today on Mother's Day, so I've been relaxing, taking care of my little sick kiddo, and, you know, getting myself mentally prepared to return to work tomorrow.
Very, very cool. Not the work part, because I know you're not excited about that, but definitely, you know, enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy the rest of it, and hopefully we can get this show, Take 3, finished successfully. Definitely looking forward to that. And also the individuals listening on Discord, it's always a pleasure for you guys to hang out with us. A couple of things I did see this past, I guess a couple of days. Friday, I went to the Messengers podcast documentary. That was cool. That was in New York City. I did record a Q&A that became episode 347. That's already in the feeds. Definitely check that out. Also, I wanted to talk to you about Order 1886. Okay. It was recently on sale, right? Mm-hmm. It was like $4. So I picked it up. And I've heard, good, bad, and ugly about this particular game. So I finally decided to check out. And when I did check it out, what I did see was a Gears inspired, coupled with a little dash and sprinkle of Resident Evil here and there. And that's my take. I heard it was very linear to some degree. And I was like, okay, I kind of see that. But overall, I think that I am very pleased with what I'm seeing. So definitely want to hear your thoughts on that.
I love the game, and I think a lot of people didn't go into it thinking that was going to be a very linear game. I knew it. It's an interactive movie. That's what it is. And it's a very good, well-made interactive movie, and I didn't mind it at all. I knew what I was getting into. And a lot of people don't like quick time events. It didn't bother me so much.
Yeah, so. Some of them were interesting, though, like when the guy is like on the floor and you're trying to see if you want to break the neck or you want to do something else. I think that was really cool. That was interesting.
Yeah, and if it's only $4 right now, I highly suggest it. I paid full price for it, and I don't regret it. So if it was,
I don't know what it is now, but I'm glad that I picked it up. I'm glad I didn't let it pass by.
Yeah, well, if it ever comes on sale again and somebody missed this last one, definitely you need to play it at some point.
Yeah, it's definitely dope. So I did check that out. Also saw catching up on Shots Fired, that TV show. That's really cool. It's a 10-hour movie. I think there's about 3 episodes left. And definitely wanted to shout out to you. Happy Mother's Day. If I didn't, say this to you before, definitely appreciate you and all the mothers out there. So happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Word. So a couple of things I did see for life hacks and entertainment news and stuff like that. Did see some image file restoration stuff. Hacking Happiness by Gretchen Rubin. HP laptops. I guess they log your keystrokes. You can rip DVDs very easily with VLC, Spotify, and iTunes. They're coming to the Windows Store, and Ubuntu, Fedora, OpenSUSE are coming to Windows Store. Any comments on those things?
For the article written by Gretchen Rubin, the How to Hack Happiness is definitely a very good read. So if there's anything that you're checking out from our show notes, definitely click on that, give it a good read, and absorb what the message is giving you. Because I really appreciated it and really liked it.
Word. So definitely check that out. Also, VidCutter is getting a big update. From what I understand, you do use the Adobe Cloud stuff. VidCutter is really cool. I think it uses FFmpeg. I think that's what it uses. And also, there was another one that I use from time to time called OpenShot. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. Those are really cool. VidCutter is really cool. Periscope for Android now supports broadcasting 360-degree video. Netflix is actually blocking rooted, unlocked devices. And any comments on those things?
I wish I could try out a 360 camera because I think those things are so cool.
Yeah.
I know that Facebook allows you to like take a panorama photo of yours and kind of upload it to give that 360 feel. But for those true 360 like camera angles, I would love to experiment with that. I don't know how that would work so much with Periscope. I don't use that as often unless I'm on travel going to an event. But
Okay.
I love watching those videos and pictures that people post, the 360 posts. Like,
Yeah,
that seems
yeah,
like something
definitely
like
cool.
a fun hobby to get into.
No, it's really cool. You get to see definitely perspective change, right? A good amount of perspective change. So I definitely like that. Those are definitely cool. So the Netflix thing kind of is a bummer for me because my phone is rooted and unlocked. So I'm not sure exactly what that's going to mean for me in the future. As far as that's concerned, the current phone that I'm using now, the Echo phone is unlocked, but it's not rooted. So I don't think it necessarily affects that phone. So that's that. Blade Runner 2049 trailer was really dope.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Really dope. So I don't know. Is there like more than one Blade Runner out right now? Or is there an older one that came out a while ago?
There's an older one. There is an older one. It's been a very, very long time since I watched it. So I remember liking it, but I can't remember what it was about. I just remember really, really liking it. So with this one coming out, I'm excited. I'm going to go back and watch that one. And
we should watch that for next show.
Watch for the next show? Oh, okay. I can do that.
Yeah, we should watch that for next year. That'd be really, really dope. So that's what's going on there. I really like the world, though. You know, the way the world was in the trailer. I think that was really, really cool. I don't recall the original Blade Runner at all. I know that's bad, right? I really don't. So that's what's going on there. But I definitely want to check it out. And then so that's our homework.
Skeletal says, you don't know the original Blade Runner? Harrison Ford is a hitman who kills androids.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we'll check it out.
I still can't remember that for whatever reason.
I don't.
I know that Harrison Ford was in it. I'm bad.
That's our homework for the next show. We're gonna watch that.
Skeletal.
So I'll let you know when I'm done with it, and then we can go from there. So Waze, the navigation app, now lets you record navigation instructions in your own voice. TBS. TNT Android apps gets major updates. They now support Chromecast. Psych is coming back for a 2-hour holiday TV movie that will premiere on the USA Network this December. Any comments on those things?
Okay, this Waze thing I want to check out because I think that'd be so much fun to just record
no
yourself.
Way.
Yeah,
No.
could you imagine recording yourself taking directions and you miss a turn? You're like, hey, you missed it. Now I have to go and calculate this now.
Make a right. Buddy,
you're right.
You missed it. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I don't even know.
Fun. And can you imagine if you could actually share that? Like if you could make like a kit, like you have all your
you're going too deep into this right now.
I would love that. And you can send it to your friends to be a part of like their like add-on to their navigation. That would be so hilarious. Man. I would love that.
Okay. So I don't know about all that, but we'll work it out. Yeah, because you're having too much fun with this one right now. Okay, so the other thing I did see is Japan's animated commercials. I think that was a post on Kotaku. It showed a lot of commercials from the individuals, or maybe some of the individuals that did Studio Ghibli work. Maybe.
Yes.
Don't quote me on that.
It
okay.
Studio Ghibli work, and oh my goodness, that commercial was really, really nice. It was really nice, but to know it was a bread commercial, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I want to buy the bread or just like, can you expand on this story here?
I was so captivated by the fact that almost every single scene was about bread, and it made me really want to go eat bread like at that moment. You know what I mean? Like it was really cool the way they did that. It was really fascinating.
It really did, and it definitely reminded me of Kiki's Delivery Service and obviously Studio Ghibli movies. So it was done really well. I did want to buy bread. And then, okay, here's the other thing too. Like, are all commercials in Japan that long? Or like just overseas
it's beautiful.
Commercials? It is beautiful.
I didn't even care how long it was. I was just enjoying. I felt like I was in a movie. I was just watching the thing and I'm like, this is great. Let's go ride a bike and eat bread together. You know what I'm saying?
Into
Like,
the fields.
yeah, it was really dope, but I really enjoyed it. It was for sure amazing. So if you haven't seen that, we're going to have the links in the show notes for that. American Idol coming back. That's on ABC. Black Lightning, if you care. Hellboy, I know you care, so you're going to talk about that. Fox, The Gifted, that's the X-Men thing. That's going to be 2017, 2018 TV season. Hellboy, what's going on with that?
I'm excited because isn't that, well, okay, I'm excited because I do love Hellboy, but that they're going back to an R-rated, aren't they? I think that's what I remember.
I'll watch it because I watched the other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I loved it either way. And Hellboy's a good series that doesn't get enough love. Yeah,
it's definitely cool. So you got that. Also, a couple of things that I believe you like. Deadpool, right?
Yes, I do.
So that's cool. Okay.
I don't think I can allow my son to watch that though. I mean, I allowed him to watch the movie, but I can only like allow so much. Like when he first started liking Deadpool, it was really difficult to go and find the story arcs that were children friendly because Deadpool is not he's not a kid friendly character.
Okay.
He's not. But so there's a
you don't think
action comedy. He isn't. He's a very crude person. Which is okay for me. Not so much for 13 years old. I feel like, okay, maybe I'll give you some leniency. But when my sons first found out about him when he was 6 or 7, yeah. Finding those clean story arcs was really difficult. It's like I'd have to kind of read through it or find somebody. Because I didn't read them all, so I had to find somebody who could help me with that.
Okay, so a true son, how old is your daughter? That's the question I have there. So, okay. All right. Interesting. My daughter is...
how old is your daughter? Did you let her see
it?
She
is going to be 15. I don't know if I want her to see Deadpool. Deadpool is a little crazy. He's intense.
It is.
He's intense on a whole nother level, so I don't know how I feel about that right now. So she needs to give me 13 reasons why she needs to see Deadpool, and even after 13 reasons why, I don't think I'll let her see it. See what I did there?
Yes, I see what you did there, James.
So that's renewed for second season, and
okay, that's another thing. Okay, you didn't start watching?
Not yet,
right?
not no, because
okay,
I'm still going through Cable Girls because that's my drama show right now.
We finished it, and to hear this news that they're renewing for a second season, I'm just like, what? Like, what are you gonna? Is it a whole new story? Like, I wish I knew a little bit more. It's like.
So, second season is going to be about how dead she really is. What's going on with the second season?
I have no clue what's going on with the second season because, I mean, she committed suicide.
I mean, we're so interested in what's happening in the second season right now. We don't even know what to say about it. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? You were like,
See, even though it says second season of 13 Reasons Why. But yeah, isn't it weird? Because it's ended. It's that one thing. I thought it was a one season thing. And no,
maybe it's going to be another person that passed away, and they're going to use CDs this time.
CDs. This 13 tracks on a single CD.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they're going to do. You know, they're trying to get creative, and then next time they're going to use MP3s. How about that? Who knows? But we'll see.
On an old school iPod, the very first generation iPod.
Word. Yeah, I did see it's still going to be about Hannah, according to Rav, but other perspective. You know, there's a backlog for great shows because I still have to finish the one with the kids that was kind of like set in the 80s. Yeah, I still got to finish that.
Is a good one.
Yeah. So that's going to have a season 2, and then right around the corner, before you know it, House of Cards is releasing at the end of this month, right?
I know. I'm so excited. I love that TV show.
That's my show.
That was my very first. Like that was Netflix's first original, right? I think it was. Sure. At least that was the first one I remember watching of theirs, and just loving so much. I watched.
It's really good.
Oh, it is.
The part that surprised me, I don't know, is it a spoiler now? Can I say anything about it? Would it still be considered a spoiler if I say something?
I think it's been long enough.
If I say somebody got pushed off a train and died, is that a spoiler at this point?
I don't know. I feel like they probably should have watched it already because
they should know that, right?
Yeah. Wasn't that was season 1, right? Or was that season 2?
I think that was 2. I might be wrong, but I think that was 2.
I feel like there's been a long enough time.
There was a lot of barbecue ribs eating in that show.
Oh, dude, I want to try those barbecue ribs because he makes it look so good.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So definitely, I'm excited for House of Cards. So you have that Overwatch, the fan film. That was interesting. You know, I'm working through that.
I don't play a lot of Overwatch, but did watch it, and I can appreciate fan films, like people who put their own personal time into this and make these. I appreciate it. I was a little bit confused. I was like, okay, so Mercy's a healer, obviously now.
Right. So Train Thing is season 2, episode 1. Rav says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Overwatch thing, I'm working through it, and because I don't play Overwatch, I think I feel the same way. But I definitely want to finish it. I think I'm like 2-3 minutes into that. So it was very, very cool. But what I did really appreciate was Resident Evil Vendetta, which that right there, for a CG film, I think it was brilliant for me because it reminded me of a movie I used to watch. Well, I watched it a couple of times. Have you ever heard of Equilibrium?
Yes, that's the one with Christian Bale.
Yes, exactly. And that was really good. Taye Diggs, I think.
Yeah,
Taye,
that is Taye
I
Diggs.
think, yeah, Taye Diggs. Right. And the gun katas that they were doing in the movie.
That was a very good movie. It was. I own it, and I watched it, I don't know how many times already.
Yes.
But...
So the trailer for Resident Evil, you saw the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The way they were killing those zombies, that was amazing. Every bit of amazing.
I didn't even think about Equilibrium. Now that you bring it up, and I'm like thinking back on it, I'm like, you're right.
Right?
Especially when he kneeled down, like he shot one zombie, and then he's kneeling down, and he has the gun tilt sideways. He's like,
yes,
it was perfect. He was just on it.
Yes, totally. So that right there got my attention. I'm like, you could only go up from there. You can't go down and ruin the movie. After gun katas, it's just everything is great. At least it should be. That's what's going on there.
Well, I liked all of the animated stuff that Resident Evil has. I don't really like their live action stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like Resident Evil to me. I know it has his name on it, and it has zombies and some similarities, but when it comes to the video games and the animated series or the animated movies, they don't mesh well. They just feel like it should be its own thing and not associated with the game, almost.
So essentially, for Resident Evil, the live action films, they're still part of that universe, right? They're still...
Somewhat. I mean, there are no direct ties. Like, it's not continuing on any part of the games. It's just... Like, the first one was really good, and then I feel from then on after that, it just got a little bit crazy for me.
Yeah, I mean... Crazy good though, because there was still action.
No, there's still action, but I just can't think of the video games along with it. Because I'm gonna watch it regardless, because I like Mila Jovovich, but the way the story arc is just kind of bizarre, and then she has like all these clones, and I'm like, okay, I don't get it. You lost me.
Yeah. I think the first live action one was really intense, and I really, really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that one was good, and I'll still love that. It's still my favorite out of all the series. I didn't watch the last one yet because I'm still like, if it's available, I'll go and watch it. I'm not taking my time to go watch it. But when it comes to the CGI, like animated ones, I love those. They're great.
Yeah, they're really good. They're definitely good. So you have that. Also, Wonder Woman: Rise of the Warrior, the final trailer. That was really good. I'm excited for Wonder Woman. I'm not. Okay, so we've talked about DC, here and there. Mm-hmm. And, they're not necessarily prepared to some degree, because I know we talked about what was it, the Superman thing? The Superman versus Batman?
Yeah.
To tell me, do you bleed? That whole thing. I was, you will, that was just crazy. So that whole thing. And I don't care if they don't necessarily follow a particular order of things like Marvel is. I just like action movies. I'm just looking forward to that. And
when it comes to Wonder Woman right now, I'm so excited because I think, well, I won't, it comes out June 2nd, right? I'm holding off watching it here because I will be in like Irvine, California mid next month. And there's a movie theater over there that I love. It's like one of those really fancy movie theaters with the reclining leather chairs. It has a beer service. I'm like, that's what I want to do when I'm in Irvine. I mean, I'm going to be there for E3, but I have to be like spend the second half of E3 in Irvine at Amazon. But I'm like, I am going to just set aside time to go watch Wonder Woman in this glorious theater, and I'm just super excited about it. Plus, it's Wonder Woman.
I'm really excited too. So you have that. You have Contra getting a live action film in China. So that's going to be interesting to see that. Mr. Rogers, they're going to be hosting. Twitch is actually hosting that for the marathon for 18 days. That's starting on May 15th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard, 9 Eastern Time. And last but not least, I guess in this category, Cortana. Jerem Archer, developer, he actually built himself an actual Cortana personal assistant. Any comments on those things?
On all three things, I'm excited about Contra, even if it's going to be action film in China. I'm excited, even though the teaser trailer was just ridiculous and showed absolutely nothing.
It didn't show anything.
It showed nothing. It just showed the Contra logo that everybody knows and little 8-bit sound effects. But I kind of wonder, I have to go look into this because I saw this on your notes. I'm like, Mr. Rogers is like, any time that Twitch has done kind of one of those marathon things, it's always to promote something. So I don't know if I'm missing something in that. Like, why Mr. Rogers? And I'm also trying to figure out, it's like, hey, when did he pass away? What am I missing here? As to why it's going to be
exactly, and it's going to run for 18 days. So that's the end of the month, basically. Yeah, touching into June.
That's a lot of Mr. Rogers, and I love Mr. Rogers.
That's a lot of Mr. Rogers. For sure.
And the Cortana personal trainer, that thing is cool. That thing
it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, Daniel says.
Mr. Rogers is OG, is all. That is all. He is OG, but I feel like Twitch always has a reason as to why they're doing something.
There has to be something, special promo or even with the whole Power Rangers thing, which was great. I'm sure there was something that was tied to that, if it was the movie coming out or anything like that. So
if this is to promote some new Mr. Rogers, I'm boycotting whoever that is.
Why?
And I was like, I don't know, because you cannot replace Mr. Rogers.
Maybe that's the person's going to be good.
It's Mr. Rogers. You can't replace Mr. Rogers. It's kind of like when, I don't know if you ever watched Blue's Clues, but when they replace Steve, I was bummed. I stopped watching it.
I mean, so what if they do Kevin Hart from Mr. Rogers? When you watch that?
Kevin Hart from Mr. Rogers. Okay, all right. If you put Kevin Hart as Mr. Rogers, I would totally watch that.
That works, right?
Yeah. But I don't know about his neighborhood.
No,
I don't even know what the jokes he's gonna be, or where the little trolley train is. What moral compass those little puppets would be trying to tell me with Kevin Hart's comedy.
But it wouldn't even be neighborhood. It would just be hood for short. Right?
Kevin Hart's hood.
That's right. It'd be totally different. Totally different. So that's what's going on there. So Battlefield 1, Battlefield 1, I liked what I saw. I never played it, but I definitely liked the videos and all the cool things that they showed for it. 19 million people, more than 19 million people played that. Gearbox Software, they hired an entire university class to develop an unannounced VR game. The studio recently revealed, and I'm so hype for Sonic Mania. I don't know why, but I mean, it's just, any comments on those things?
I kind of appreciate that they hired a university class to develop this game, giving students real life experience. And I feel like it's not just video game backgrounds and college degrees. But being able to give students that are in college that experience, that work experience, so that when they leave and they graduate, they have their degree, they have something to put on their resume. I feel that's always a hard thing for graduates is once you finish school, it's like, okay, what kind of experience do you have?
Exactly.
Nothing, I just have school. So
Right.
I love that they did that, and it's giving those students like, here's your first step in your adult life. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely a great opportunity for them. And the unannounced VR game, I guess we'll know soon enough, right? In due time. So there's a report that recently came out, the Nielsen report. I think it was about 27 pages, PDF. There were some stats that were pulled from it. And I definitely want to go over those things and hear your thoughts on that. And even the individuals also listening on Discord, please share your thoughts. First thing I did see, it says 16% of gamers aged 13 and up say they would probably buy the Switch, while only 15% said the same for the PS4 Pro and 30% for a Scorpio. That's the first thing.
Okay.
And the next thing,
before you move on
ahead.
there, since this is age 13 and up, 16% of them, I want to know where these 16% are going to get money to go and buy these things right now. Because
Right.
you should say, those 16%, I'm going to ask my parents to buy me this. Or the other ones, the other
what they're going to
74%,
do-
no, like I'm not even going to touch the subject with my parents.
well, what they're going to do is they're going to go to Kevin Hart's hood, right? And then get the money from him. And he has it, right? He definitely has it. So they can do that. So next one is 12% interested in Nintendo's latest console hybrid, 11% looking to buy Sony's improved PS4 model, and 9% interested in the upcoming Microsoft console. And those numbers seem very low to me.
It is really low. They just show no interest, or I don't know. I thought those numbers were weird because I agree they were low, and I just kind of want to know, it's like, why?
Yeah, and I think the sample size was like 2,000 or something like that, I based on the thing. But the link for the PDF will be in the show notes. And I have a few more stats, and then we'll move on. Next one is 21% of the gamer audience. I guess that's a little bit larger scale. And 15% of the general public polled is interested in buying the standard PS4 console, while the Xbox One is next in line with 17% and 12% interest from both groups.
People like Sony more.
Yeah. Is that surprising to you?
No. Because
You know what I
like
learned?
Sony more.
You know what I learned
What?
recently? That Sony uses free BSD for the external hard drives, I guess whatever mechanism to make the external hard drive work. And in terms of accessing data, I think one of the things that they were saying is that when it accesses the data, whether it's 50% full or 100% full or almost 100% full, the data will still be accessed at the same speed because it's using free BSD for the external hard drives. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's cool. Next thing is that 77% of gamers 13 and older said they had heard of the PS4 versus 27% for the PS4 Pro, 72% for the Xbox One, 29% for the Switch, and 14% for the Scorpio. 9% of those polled said that they had heard of none of the above consoles.
What rock are those 9%?
I don't know.
Under?
I don't even know. They're not paying attention to any news. They don't have any friends. Okay. They don't know any, they're not watching any TV. People are just trolling. This episode of the show radio is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron sends incredible recipes and farm fresh ingredients to make great cooking accessible to everyone. Head over to theshowradio.info/Blue Apron and get $30 off your first Blue Apron order.
Okay, I gotta know. It's like, why is the poll starting from 13 and older? Like,
Well, I think there's
I kind of feel like they would go for those like consumers who can actually, afford these things.
So this is not necessarily a theory, but here's what I'm thinking. When they looked at the document, being that it's 27 pages long, they extracted the stats that appeal to them, right? But not, because you're not going to put the whole 27-page document on that one post, right? So you extract certain things from it. So the last test they have is general awareness, 69% awareness of the PS4, 61% of the Xbox One, 22% for the Switch, 21% for the PS Pro, and 11% for Scorpio. That speaks more to me than any of the other stats that we just talked about.
Yeah, it does. That sounds more accurate.
Right. So it's 27 pages, a PDF. It's free to download. We'll have a link for that in the show notes. So if you're not interested in that and you think Dead Island 2 is more appealing, definitely, just be encouraged that it's still alive and they're thinking about still doing the game. Yeah. So any comments on Dead Island or BioWare's situation right now?
It's kind of random. I didn't see anything about Dead Island 2. I'm glad that it's coming out still. But I just rewatched the trailer for the first Dead Island, the very first trailer they came out.
Okay.
And I just love, like, it still hits me like
Creepy?
in such a good way. Well, not
Is that the thing?
Beautiful.
Is that the slow-mo one? Is that the slow-mo one where
going in reverse?
It's going backwards? Yeah.
So that one still hits me really good. Like, I really like that trailer. It was really, really done well. And it was very different.
I agree.
And I just recently rewatched that. It came up on my suggested videos to watch on YouTube randomly one night. And I'm like, I'm going to watch this again. And it's still really,
It was really well done. It was really, really well done.
so.
I remember. Because as soon as you started talking about it, I was like, yeah, I remember that. So that's good.
It's definitely one of those trailers that still sit with me. And it's on one of the very few. I can't remember a lot of the other trailers for other games that I've played, but that one, I remember that one.
Okay, so what about, let me see if you remember this one. What about the Android that the guy was putting online, and then when he put the Android on the platform and he was like, yeah, just make sure you behave. What was that for again? I guess people at Discord, if you remember the trailer I'm talking about, they put her pieces on, right? Her arms and her legs, and then she became alive and she felt like a human being, but she wasn't. It was like a tech demo.
It was a demo. I remember that.
That was cool.
I was bummed that was only a tech demo. I'm like, wait, this isn't for anything real?
Yeah.
Well, why do you tease me? Please make it so. Like, I was hoping that the people of the internet would love it so much that somebody would be like, you know what, we'll do something with it. Yeah,
that was really cool. Wait, I see this. Hold on, let me go to the thing. I don't see anything.
This is Sparta.
I see emojis. Is that what I see right now? I see a whole bunch of emojis. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Okay. But yeah, I was really bummed when I saw that. I was like, oh, like I don't care if it could have been for a game or even just like a movie.
It was great. They should make that. They should do something with that because that was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
That definitely, just watching that tech demo and towards like you're understanding what's happening and what's happening to this android. It kind of just like.
Didn't you feel bad for her?
I did. It evoked some really good and strong emotions. Right. And I'm just like, ugh.
And she started singing and spinning and just enjoying being a human robot, right?
Yep.
It was dope. It was really dope. All right, so Nintendo has, I guess, recently added the option for the store credit debit card information on the Switch eShop. Nintendo also is going to be releasing a Switch dock in the UK. I think that's going to be $89.99. So definitely look for that if you're in the UK. PSN cards, network cards. There's a website I did find. It sells it for like $42.95, which is a pretty good deal, depending on what you're looking for. And also Microsoft is releasing soon, or has officially licensed their headset, the LucidSound LS35X, which is the first official licensed headset for the Scorpio. Any comments on those things?
Kind of reminds me of Beats. Just outside on, like, the headset. It reminds me of the Beats by Dre. They look nice, but I'm sorry. I'm always going to be an Astro kind of gal.
Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. The LucidSound headsets, they're really dope. I got to give it to them. Yeah, I got to give it to them. They're really nice. They're really nice. So I'm glad that they actually picked a company that has a decent headset where you're not just going to get like a string when you open up your system, right? When you finally get your Scorpio. So this was a very good deal as far as the partnership is concerned for headsets. So Astros are great. I love Astros. That's what I use, right now for the PS4. And yeah, but the LucidSound, they've come a long way to, be I don't know if you call it a power player, but they're definitely there with the other brands as well, or
How
maybe
would you
better.
compare them to Astros?
I don't think. Okay, so that's tough because I like them both. So I want to make sure as far as comparisons, I'm comparing the right ones because I think the LS30 is the one I used for a while. I had them here for a little bit. And then the LS30, I would compare them to maybe the A40s, right? Very good headset. Didn't have any issues with it. I guess this would be the next. I think they have a 40 also. So that would be more their, upper premium headset. And I like it. I can't, I'm not gonna, it's like, I'm not gonna say apples and oranges. They have their differences in terms of the way, like the mic is detachable, for the one that I use. So I would compare that one to the 40. And I guess the high premium one that they have, I think that's the, LS 40. I'm not sure, but that would probably be comparable to the 50s because the 50 is all wireless and stuff like that. But I like it. If I did not use the 40s as far as Astro is concerned, I would probably be using LucidSound because they're dope.
Very interesting. All right.
Yeah. They're pretty dope. So you have that. You have the guy from Microsoft's HoloLens, Alex Kipman, says that mobile phones are a device that's dead. I don't know. We're still using them pretty heavily right now. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's promotion.
I don't know
what
that
that's a little
statement's
promotion
supposed to
thing.
prove there because I'm very no.
Yeah, it's the little statements that people make for promotional stuff. And you have 343 Industries. Dan Ayub has left the company to work for a different division within Microsoft. Dynasty Warriors going open world, and I think Dynasty Warriors 9 was recently announced. Any comments on those things?
Dynasty Warriors, I feel it's a series I need to give a try too. And if they're gonna go open world,
so you haven't?
Open world.
You haven't ever?
I haven't.
Okay.
I've played it like at friends' houses or randomly, but not anything where I've sat there and really allowed myself to dive deep into this world and series. No. But
yeah,
going open
I like
world,
it.
I mean, it seems like I'm gonna be silly and because I didn't know, because again I didn't go and play the series, but I thought it was open world.
No, you run around, north, south, east, west, and they give you destinations to go to, like wipe a whole area of enemies, and then you keep doing that until you get, like scrolls to pick up to read and upgrade your weapons, and so it wasn't, as that open. So I guess they're probably going to do like a scalable thing, maybe like Wildlands. Yeah, definitely fun hack and slash, according to Skeletal. He's definitely right as far as being the same exact battles when you go into the different areas. But if you like hack and slash, then you're going to enjoy it. I think for hack and slash, for me, it's definitely going to be Ninja Gaiden or something like that, which is really, really dope.
For hack and slash for me, I like Ninja Gaiden, but
yeah, Gutter Magic says Wildlands.
Onimusha is the hack and slash for me. Oh man, I wish they did like a reboot of that game or a remaster.
Yeah, Onimusha was dope. But yeah, Wildlands is definitely took it to another, scale in terms of, going wherever you want. Pretty much, it's not linear, but you go wherever you want, you kill, and eventually you have to go get the boss for whatever that area is. And, whether you do helicopter, you hop in a car, or, you run through the entire thing to get to the other side. So that was definitely cool. That was definitely awesome. So you have that. Quake Champions is still running. That's going to run from May 12th to the 21st. So if you're still into that, look for that. Prey was beaten in 20 minutes. And if you see similar artwork that resembles Metal Gear and Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That's because the artist that they hired is that guy, Yoji Shinkawa. They hired him to do that, which is dope. Any comments on those things?
Did you even get to try out the Quake Champions? I heard a lot of good things about it. A lot.
Nah.
I haven't gotten a chance to, but I'm gonna try
I didn't want
to do it later tonight.
Yeah, I didn't want it to. I gave it away.
I
because
believe the people of Discord. Well, it's open now. It's open.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna try it for? PS4?
We'll see. I'll try it on whatever I can try it on. But yeah, see, Adra-san and Rob, they got into it and they said that was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Quake back in the day, so I guess we should do that. We should do like a gaming night.
Yeah, we
should land something with Discord peoples. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too, is for me to add. You guys have to let me know what games you want to do the chat stuff with, and I'll add those channels. So just let me know or send me suggestions of the different channels that you want for the games, and I'll add those. Let me know. That'd be great. All right, so Capcom has revealed that Ed will be the third fighter to join Street Fighter V's roster in Season 2. Ori confirms a arcade stick for Nintendo Switch. So, DJ.
Yeah?
You got $900?
No. Are you going to give me $900?
I just wonder if you have $900 for statue, maybe?
I showed that to my boyfriend. I was like, look, Chun-Li! And pretty much, I don't play a lot of Street Fighter, but if it has to do with Chun-Li, I love everything with her. And his first thing is, there's a lot better statues I've heard that's cheaper than $900.
Right. What about the helmet that was 1.4 million?
Yeah, I can justify that.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, I got that laying around. I bought that. That's why I don't have the $900.
Exactly. See, and that explains it. That completely explains it now. So you have that. Okay, so Vanquish is finally making its way to PC. That's going to be on May 25th. The title Absolver, that's going to be on PS4 and PC August 29th. And so there was a recent leak, right? A recent leak for Assassin's Creed. Some people are saying that it's definitely legit. And it's because we're going to be able to be on a boat. And people are excited about that. Any comments on those things?
Okay, so I've only ever played one Assassin's Creed, and that was Black Flags. And none of the previous games in the series interested me. But when they came to pirates, I love pirates that can learn to move like ninjas.
Why?
I don't know. It's always been a thing with me and my friends. We love pirates. We love ninjas, and then you kind of can have a pirate with the moves of a ninjas. That's really cool.
So I could definitely answer the joke there, but I'm not. Because people are going to call me out if I start saying...
Which one do you like? Which one do you choose, a ninja or pirate?
No, the fact that you like pirates.
I do. For bringing it up, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
We dress up as pirates for premieres, or at least we used to. My friends all lived here. We would all dress up as pirates and go and watch it on the very first night.
So you've seen them all?
Fun. Yes, I have. Multiple times.
So you're a big fan?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because I have jokes, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave all the jokes out today. I'm going to leave all the jokes out there. This podcast is brought to you by ProXPN. ProXPN is a VPN service that secures your internet connection against eavesdropping, hides your location, and allows you to access your favorite sites no matter where you live or travel to. With it, no one can see the websites you visit or track your online activity. Check out theshowradio.info/ProXPN and use the promo code SHORAM for 20% off of the lifetime of your account. This podcast is also brought to you by Audible.com. Audible has over 180,000 plus audiobooks to choose from. Get your first audiobook free with a 30-day trial. Check out theshowradio.info/audiobook for your 30-day trial. All right, so boats, right? They're coming back.
Yep.
If that's your thing, definitely check that out.
I will.
So the other thing too is, how long would it take for you to go inside an empty cage? Like, how long would you do that for? How long would you try to go inside a cage? Like, would you want to be inside a cage?
No,
You
because
wouldn't?
it's a cage.
Right. But
I like my
apparently,
freedom. And
right. But it seems like it was someone's life mission, at least, you know, for 10 years to try to figure out how to get into this cage
well, that person
for
needs a
Halo
new
3.
hobby.
For Halo 3. And they finally got it and they recorded it and they put it on YouTube, and it was like an exciting feat for them to get inside an empty cage that has obviously nothing in it. Right? So after 10 years, they finally got that. And I thought that was interesting. And I watched it. And what the interesting part about the whole thing is what they had to do just to make sure that the opportunity was open for them to go inside the cage, whether it was the loadout or the save points or where you had to travel and stuff. It was very interesting. I was very intrigued. Yeah. Yeah. Like they were like, okay, so you load this screen. You have to make sure one guy stays here, run all the way back on the other side, kill this guy, and come back. It was just very, very, I just like they tried for a long time to get that, and they got it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So you wouldn't do that?
Other better things to do.
You wouldn't do that?
No, I wouldn't. I have a hard time completing games right now. I'm not going to spend time.
Okay.
Like, how can I get into this cage? This one right here. I mean,
10 years.
in a video game, sure. I would probably be wondering, like, oh, how do I get over here? But after maybe an hour, maybe two, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Forget it. I don't need to be in there. Obviously, it wasn't meant for me to be there. I'm good with that.
Right. So 10 years ago, they were trying, and they just got it recently. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. That's just ridiculous.
Okay, so the next thing I did see is Tom Brady is on Madden 18's cover. Now, so there's this whole thing, as you know, with this Madden Curse. Every time someone goes on the cover, they either get injured severely or the following season they play really, really bad, or their numbers are cut by like 50 to maybe 75%, depending on the character. So play, I should say, not character. But so Tom Brady's on the cover now, and Shaq is actually on the cover for the NBA 2K18. I think they did the commercial for that recently. So whether it's true or not, it is bad news for anyone who decides to be on the cover. So recently, I guess I was reading a little snippet. It says, the Madden NFL 18 cover is a great honor for me. And this is Brady talking, especially since I have been playing the game since growing up next to EA headquarters in the Bay Area. I'm not one to believe in curses, so I'm ready to take the challenge head on. Like always, it doesn't stand a chance. So I'm concerned for him. Right? Because going back to, and I'm going to open this document that we have here in the show notes, which is going to be on theshowradio.info/348. Okay, so starting with, here's some names. Okay, Barry Sanders, Eddie George, Dante Culpepper, Marshall Falk, Ray Lewis, Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, and it goes on. And every single one of those players that I just mentioned, at some point or another, they got on the cover. And I'm so tired of hearing about Brady. You can't wait for him to retire. Well, okay, so listen.
You just fully jinxed him there.
Listen, you can't. Okay, so the snapping of the spine is a little extra. That's a little extra. but in terms of, him playing, I mean, he's a great player and all that. But I'm concerned for him because I don't think it's coincidental every time somebody lands on the cover of one of those games, whether it's the NBA one or NFL one, that something happens. Any comments on those things?
You know that there's got to be players that are super, super superstitious that might have been offered that opportunity, right, and they're just like, no.
Nope. I'm not doing it.
Nope. You know what? And then if any of them even remotely consider it, I bet you anything, their wives, their mamas are like, no.
Right.
You're going to say no to that and just, it's okay.
Right. So whether you believe it or not, it would be, in your best interest not to do this. Right. But he was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to take it head on. So this upcoming year, we're going to watch for 16 to 18 games, depending on how far it goes. 19 is a complete season, right? Right. I think it's 19. So 16 games is a regular season. and then the playoffs. And I think the total, if it's the whole thing through, I think it's 19, something like that. So we'll see exactly how he does. And last but not least, right? What would happen, DJ? I'm going to make it personal. What would happen, right? If you go to GameStop, right? And your son is getting a game, right? So he's getting a game. He gets this game. And then when he opens the game, he sees a pack of weed or something like that. What would you do?
See, if it was anywhere but here, I'd be really, really angry. First of all, I'd be really
anywhere but
like,
here.
Really,
what
well,
do you
okay,
mean?
the reason why I say here is because, well, I trust. Like, I know that would never happen here. That's what I mean.
How do you know that?
Well, because I pretty much have the people who work at GameStop on my phone, and they're all really good guys, and they're very thorough about their job.
Okay.
So I know that I have like the chances of that happening, it won't happen. But
okay.
But if it did, first of all, I'd be very upset. I'd be disappointed. And knowing my son and our sense of humor, he would probably make a really bad joke about it to his friends or something. Like, we would report it, we would turn it into the police, but he would probably make a really bad joke of like, gee guys, my mom bought me drugs. I asked for a game. She bought me this. So, like, he would make a bad joke like that. Like, I feel like that's what would happen. And I'd be like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Please don't make that. But, yeah, when I read that article, first of all, that's really bad, because it was, for anybody who checks out the show notes, it was about meth.
He's 11.
Just, like, 4 words, and he's 11. And, oh my goodness.
But I'm not surprised. Because you see where it was, right?
Yes.
Florida. So I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm not,
Okay, there's other things that surprised me about this article, though. So it's not just about finding meth in your son's used copy or their game. It's the fact that this mother bought their 11-year-old Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
No, 11-year-olds don't need to be playing GTA 5.
I totally skipped that part, and that goes to show you how much I'm like totally like, what's the word? Desensitized from all that stuff, right? Or whatever the opposite of that word is that I'm not using right in this particular context. But it's like, I was like, oh, he's 11 buying Grand Theft. Okay, he's playing games. That's that's what it was for me. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that he was 11. The game was like, what, plus 17 or something like that?
Yes.
I totally didn't even think about it. That didn't register. I was just looking at the meth pack that he had.
It's funny, okay, because that was the first thing that caught my eye after the meth thing was Grand Theft Auto 5. And I think later on in the article it says that they were flipping through the manual in the case. And I'm like, I don't remember the last time I had to flip through anything in a video game case, because you only get like this one little insert.
Right.
That's
right. So Grand Theft Auto may have been the last, colorful book that you received in the case. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. I'm not sure. But that could have been the last thing. All right. So that's all we have, though. That's all we have for this particular episode. And I think you guys are going to have 2 awesome episodes this upcoming week. If you haven't listened to 347 yet, 347 is already out, and 348 will be this one. And definitely excited about some of the things coming up this week in terms of, I think I have a Nintendo thing on Thursday, and I'm debating if I'm going to go or not. So we'll see. Definitely, excited to talk about that. And some interviews that I'm trying to do throughout the week so I can release some stuff throughout the week before we do the live show, which, still giving props to all you guys and your support, because the more you share, the more people know about the show, and that's great. So, Miss DJ M, are you ready? You ready to activate?
One more thing.
Yeah, one more thing.
Like super
before you activate.
News. Yes, before we activate Asian.
Okay, go ahead. Super news.
No, there was something exciting that did happen for my week. It wasn't with me directly, but I do have a team that I guess I quote unquote manage for Amazon Game Studios, and they had their 3rd match this week. And they won, so they're undefeated. They're 3-0.
Very cool. Congratulations.
And yeah, they have one more match next week. But because they won this last match, it is guaranteed that they're going into finals. And that's why I will be going to Amazon Game Studios next week. Not next week, but next month on the 15th.
Very cool.
So that is super exciting for me. And if anybody ever wants to watch my team play, they have one more game before their finals, which is next week, Thursday. So,
yeah,
yay.
definitely. Once you share it and I see it, so it's definitely Thursday, right? What time?
It is 5 p.m. Is it
Pacific
5 p.m.?
Standard?
Yeah, Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific
so it's 8.
Time.
Okay.
Yeah, on twitch.tv/play breakaway.
Okay. Can you tag me and then I'll share it?
Yes, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
please
Super
do.
excited about that and super proud of my team. And
yeah, please do. I'll definitely do that. So Miss DJM, she's awesome. Definitely check her out, twitch.tv/Miss DJM. And you can also check her out on girlstreamers.com. She's the tech and review person there. Miss DJM, take us out.
so thank you guys for tuning in. If you missed our live show, you can join. I have to start this over again. I didn't quite activate my
I'm
Asian.
leaving it. Activate your Asian in full effect.
Activate my Asian.
Charge it up like Goku.
Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you.
I'm leaving this all in. I'm leaving this all in, by the way.
For tuning in live with us. And if you missed our live show, you can definitely check us out for episode 348 on theshowradio.info/348. And if you would like to, we always record live on Sundays at I'm already really terrible with time zones here. At 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on Discord, which you can find at theshowradio.info/Discord. If not, you can always check us out on iTunes, Google Play, and any other popular podcasters that you really like. And then once again, just a reminder, you can check out all our show notes and everything that we talked about on theshowradio.info/348. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.